you feel like your attitude towards women has changed since having daughters?
Nah, I still look at Pornhub and...
What kind of stuff do you look at? What categories?
Blacked is my favorite category.
You don't have to go into that. I mean, you can if you want. But...
I mean, what's the point of being Kanye West if you can't? Let's break down the porn categories. A lot of black on white, obviously.
Oh, yeah. So it's mirroring your own self, your own situation.
My own reality.
Yeah, right. It's like doubly masturbating in a way, if you think about it.
How do you do that? I need that double...
I'll show you after the show.
No, I don't want to see.
I see the future as people being mixed. Like, I think that other races are really attracted to each other and always have been, because I believe that we're meant to, but I think that we're taught to not. Like, I was taught to never, bring a white girl home when I was, 8 years old. But I liked white girls. I like black girls too, but I also like white girls. But it was it was such a taboo. Mm. And then I'm sure, like I said in the Tyler song, I know they told their daughters don't bring home Jerome. And I'll tell you firsthand from my single days that white women do like black guys. I'll tell you that. But I think it's something amazing about mixing the cultures and the amount of information that both cultures bring to the table, or three cultures or four cultures. You ask a girl and she'll say, I'm German and Portuguese and Asian. Just when I gave you that right now, what do you picture in your mind? Guys, there's probably guys are like, oh shit, I need to meet this German, Portuguese, Asian girl right now. You already picture someone beautiful by just by me naming different races together and having the idea that a woman is saying that she's mixed with these. You picture automatically someone beautiful.
Do you ever regret anything you say, or is it just like you just look at it like, hey, I put it out there, it's out there, there's no point in regretting it?
I think people focus too much on the past and focus too much on regret. Even like when you deal with schools, like you take like the slave idea. My point is, I've heard of history class. I've never heard of a class that breaks down how you, balance a checkbook or how you control your finances, which my father never taught me that. And I've never heard of a future class. So they keep us so focused on history that we start to believe that it actually repeats itself. And we become overly traditional, and we can't advance as a race of beings. We get too caught up in the past and what everyone's saying and what everyone's tweeting. And sometimes you just have to be fearless enough to break the simulation. And when I mean simulation, this is what I mean by the simulation. Sorry, I know you guys wanted to clap, but everything I'm going to say is going to be amazing. Here's the idea why you're in a simulation. Let's start with acting, first of all. And a 2-year-old screams at a restaurant, the entire restaurant screams, teach that kid how to act. We're all unpaid actors in some giant script that we didn't write. Simulation, a 2-year-old jumps on a coffee table and someone says, that's a coffee table, don't jump on that. So it went from being something that makes him feel like Superman, he's got his cape on, to something where he has to think about this person's like a family member he doesn't like anyway. He's 2 years old, he doesn't give a about a coffee or a table. And he's starting to like calculate all these things. And by the time you're 40 years old, you've got a wall full of coffee tables calculating you into traffic, calculating you into your career choice, calculating you into this townhouse that's not quite as big as the townhouse next, and it just never works. That's the simulation that I'm talking. That's what I mean when I say simulation.
Too much credit for being, brave. I think that it's just a responsibility of ours as artists to give our truth at that time. And it's just simple as that. Soldiers are brave. It's their responsibility to go and, fight for their countries. Police officers are brave. It's, firefighters, it's their responsibility to go into a fire. And for us as an artist, it's our responsibility to give our truth. So I just think more than courage or bravery or anything, it's just
honesty?
Yeah, honesty. But if you have the ability to lead, you are a leader, you have the answers, or you have the ability to find people with the answers, and your will is to help, you should not be humble. You should speak up. Because this world is broken. So someone needs to say something.
He said, do you actually believe that one day you'll be respected and regarded as one of the greatest of all time in fashion in exactly the same way you are in music?
Of course. I'm Michelangelo. Of course. There's a time when, when Michelangelo, I'm sure there were people who were sculpting better than him.
Yeah.
But he made David. So as far as that question goes, is there a time where he can go on the internet and find a shoe that people want more than my shoes? Well, go fuck yourself then if it isn't. And don't ask me no stupid shit like that again. With the love. I'm not even concerned about bringing something to fashion.
Okay.
I just want to be 5 years old. When I was 5 years old, I picked out my outfit for kindergarten. I would go to, a discount furry. My mom would bring me to a discount furry, and I would keep grabbing furs and say, what about this, Mom? What about this one? And they would always be too expensive. The ones I liked when I was 5. So I just want to be 5 years old. I loved clothes before I knew a fuck about the fashion world. And I can't let the fashion world jade anything or try to give me a reason of purpose or lack of purpose or acceptance or lack of acceptance or anything to just who I am. When I was 5, when my grandfather had a store in Oklahoma, and he would go to the flea market and hustle to get, the best prices, and, he'd go and redo people's furniture, and, he's a carpenter also, and he took that store, and he was able to raise a family in a time where, the schools are still segregated, and he named my mother Donda in 1949. He named her Donda, like he was predicting the future in 1949, and put himself in a situation where he was 13. His father put 15 cents in his hand and told him he was out of there. And he raised himself in a situation to be able to put my mother into college, to the point where she got a PhD and became the first black female chair of Chicago State University, and then had a son that she then named Kanye, which meant the only one, that would go on to combat every form of thought and tradition that the media had presented up to that point. So tell me about other people's opinions again.